G'day ice cream lovers, Steve Christensen's my name, self-appointed headmaster of Scoop School down here. Thanks for spending the next couple of minutes with us. It does get lonely down here during the pandemic. It's just me and Madeline and Frank and Chip. The board, we still haven't come up with a name for the board, but what warms the cockles of our hearts are great sponsors. Green Mountain Flavors sponsored this video. Stan Sitton and all the crew up there, Laura, great people. They do really interesting and unique extracts, all natural flavors, greenmountainflavors.com. Put them down below, just click on this link. You can do it now, it'll open in a new tab, but make sure you come back and watch the end of the video. Okay, another beautiful graphic. How many flavors should you be having in your ice cream shop? It's a question we get all the time. We help so many new people open up in the ice cream business. First question, how many flavors should I have? Now, we did a video previously on the types of ice cream you have, and I'm going to get Madeline to put the link down below because I'm not going to go on the types. I'm going to talk about the amount, the numbers, and basically it comes down to one main point, and I'm going to write it down for you right here. It's about rotation. It's about rotation. If you've got ice cream products that aren't rotating and aren't staying fresh, that's a real problem. Now, for us here in the United States, we are selling ice cream in 3-gallon buckets. Most stores are doing 3-gallon buckets. Now, you can get different variations, 1.5 gallon, a gallon bucket. They have the same circumference here, but for the most part, a lot of our traditional hard scoop ice cream, it's a little bit more overrun, bit more voluminous, if that is a word. We sell them in 3-gallon buckets. Now, all over the world, they're selling their ice cream or frozen desserts in what we call a Napoli, or a 5-litre pan, or a 5-quart pan. So you need to figure out what is the right amount of time, and that's hard to put a finger on sometimes, but what is the most premium your product will be, the most premium quality it will be before it rotates out and gets a little bit chewy. So for some products and some stores, it might be a week. You might say, look, anything more than a week in this bucket and I really need to rotate it out. It might be a week and a half, it might be 2 weeks. Regardless, you need to figure out exactly at what point does my product in its rotation start to get a little bit chewy, a little bit grainy? At what point does it start to visually look like it's starting to oxidize and change color a little bit? And then you need to go back and say, okay, if that's the case, how many flavors do I want to feature in my store so that I'm not having this product spoil in the case? And I'll give you a great example. So you can get a lot of different display cases, dipping cabinets now that have a lot of different options. This is a 12-bucket case. So in a 12-bucket case, you might think, well, that's not enough for me. If I want to have a couple of non-dairy, a couple of signature, a couple of hook flavors, maybe I'll get 2 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, I gypped it here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You might get 2 12 cases, which is 24 flavors of product. You might say, maybe 24 is a little bit too much for me to start with. Maybe I'll start with a 12 and a 6, which will give you 18 flavors. The worst thing you can do is think, I want to have all of the flavors under the sun. And let me tell you, I've been to ice cream shops that have had 100 different flavors on display in the store, and really, maybe out of that 100, they've got about 12 that are moving constantly, rotating through and becoming fresh. The rest of it, it's kind of chewy and grainy. It doesn't look good, but there's food cost in the bottom of the bucket. So basically the owner or the operator says, well, I'm not going to throw it out. I'll just kind of keep it there. And it brings the whole concept down. So have a look at your rotation. How long do you want your ice cream to be sitting there? At what point does your product start to degrade in quality? And then work backwards and and say, how many do I want? Now, you may also figure out a system where rather than one large display case, as I said here, you break it up here so that in the winter time, you would shut down this case and then just run the 12. That was supposed to be one of these things. Give yourself some options because we are a seasonal business. Don't have too many flavors that you're going to have to try and rotate out. Give yourself some functionality. As a minimum, if you are an ice cream only business, I would say 12 would be a minimum. If you are opening up and you are an ice cream only business, what's your maximum? Hard to say. Baskin's does 32 or 31. I would say somewhere between there. I think you can be pretty comfortable in a good variety of flavor, a good variety of product types, and good rotation. But always have the ability in an off season to kind of cut that down. So you've only got 12, maybe plus 6, you bring it down from 32 to 18. Look, it's not set in stone, but again, it comes back down to how quickly you're rotating through. What efforts are you putting in to make sure your product stays as fresh as it can? And then kind of work backwards from there, 12 to 32. That's all we have in this episode. Look, have we changed the world in here? Probably not. But if you're at home here and you're thinking, maybe I do want to open up an ice cream shop, how much space am I going to need? What's my layout going to be? This may be helpful. I hope it's helpful. Thank you very much to Stan and all the crew there at Green Mountain Flavors for sponsoring this episode. And if you have a quandary about the ice cream business, or I'm going to throw it out there, or Formula One. I've been watching a lot of Formula One lately. Leave a comment down below if you'd like my thoughts on what's happening in the 2020 Formula One season. Bit of a sidetrack there, pardon the pun. Keep on scooping. See you in the next video.